to the story of the first time I met Odie. I got a job a couple of years ago leading people up the mountains in Northern California on horseback. And I've had horses my whole life, but after I went to college, I didn't get a lot of practice except for with my own horses. And so I thought to prepare myself for this job, I would go to this ranch and take riding lessons. I mean, not really lessons, but really just to get on as many unfamiliar horses as I could, just for a little bit more experience right before I got shipped off. So I'm going to this ranch every once a week for a couple of months, and I always see this dog, and he's weird. He's white with some black spots. You can't really narrow the breed down, but he always hides under the shed where I tie up the horses to get ready. And one day I actually got to pet him, and he was sweet, but he was really shy. He was cautious. And the very last lesson I had before I moved to California, my mom came down, and me and my mom and the instructor actually took a trail ride. And when we got back, the dog was out, and he was so cute sitting there, and so I was petting him, and the instructor said, he needs a home if you want to take him home. And of course, Mom, I want this dog, it'd be so great. Can I please have this dog? She says no. And I'm, trying to convince her to let me keep this dog. I'm going to be living alone next year. It'd be really nice to have a big dog to protect me and keep me company. My family didn't live where I was going to school at the time, so it'd be kind of just a little friend to have, and definitely protection being a female living alone. So I finally convinced her, and we go, and we're actually interviewing with the apartment complex I'm going to lease with next year. My mom actually asked them, how much is the pet deposit? Of course, I look at her, and I'm like, oh, pet deposit? Does that mean we get to keep the dog? And she calls my dad, and she's like, Danielle wants this dog. She's about to move to California, so if we say yes, we'll have to take care of this dog all summer. And my parents have 2 dogs, horses, out on a big farm. It'd be no big deal. One more mouth to feed. And so my dad actually told my mom, do what your heart tells you. Well, of course, it's a dog. So her heart told her, let her have the dog. So she takes him home that day. I don't get to see the dog for a week. And I didn't even want to name the dog at first. And I finally get home, and I named the dog Odie, and then I moved to California after only getting to know him for about a week. My parents kept him for 3 months. I came home. He was 3 times as big as he was when I left, and we actually moved to an apartment a week later. Now, this dog's been living outside for God knows how long. We think he's about a year old. We're not sure. And so the first night in our apartment, I'm thinking he's going to go to the bathroom in the apartment. He's not going to be potty trained. He's a perfect dog. Never went to the bathroom inside. Didn't bark, didn't whine. Slept next to me on the floor by my bed at night. Just the sweetest dog. This dog is served to be the best dog I've ever owned. He is actually right behind me in this video right now. But, I tell this story because he is my first dog. I had dogs when I was a kid, my family dogs, but this is my first dog, my first responsibility. And it's been a great experience.